first one to finish up with the training. I know my colleagues are also doing in their county, but this exercise is very important because again, 70% of people who live in Narok County, the 1.22, are involved in agriculture, meaning only 30% are doing other works other than farming. Maybe there's farming in a small way. Now, when I look at you, I see very young people who are educated, who are energetic. I want to keep this team personally in the county government to make sure that they do other work other than at the end of this exercise. We want to see whether we can engage you in other activities. Particularly, we wanted to roll out a program of NHIF, where we want to see whether we can be able to make sure that in our county, every household have an NHIF card. That will make them easy to visit any hospital and be treated and go home. That is one. Number two, we also wanted to introduce a feeding program, a school feeding program. This is a program that has been in my heart, and I've always wanted to know how can we make sure that, particularly the ECD kids, is it possible that whenever they go to school, at least they can get a small packet of milk? I personally, some of you probably know, and probably you did not get a chance to drink the Nyayo milk. I grew up with Nyayo milk, personally. And the Nyayo milk, I don't know which year, they stopped. But we used to look forward to going to class because after around lunchtime, around break time, between 10:30 and 11, you'll also be called to take a small milk. So actually, some of us, and those old days, and I'm not very old, so don't look at me as if I'm very old. We used to look forward, not so much about the school, but so much about the milk that you are going to be given. So is there any way that us as a county government, we can also make sure that we encourage our young ones to go to school, because they are not only expecting education, but also they're expecting something small. And for children, food is everything. They can eat anything, they can drink anything, but particularly milk. That is why, again, when you hear that the county government have a program of building and constructing milk industry here in Narok, which the President, His Excellency the President, William Ruto, will come and launch in a month or so. Also, as you all have heard, that this morning we are launching industrial park, where all our farmers will bring their food. The reason, again, why we are doing this enumeration is to make sure that we understand where do we have farmers who are doing, who are growing crops like carrots, crops like tomatoes, crop like wheat, crop all that. That is the reason why we are doing this, because we are building a 500 million industrial park, which we are going to launch today. And also, we want to build also an abattoir. In total, by the time we finish those three industries here in Narok, probably we will be able to employ more than 2,000 young people like you. And I can assure you that His Excellency the President and I are really very keen to see what we can do to the younger people. What do we do to address the issue of unemployment? There is nothing that is very discouraging in life when you graduate and you get good grades, and when you finish, you go back to your village where your parents have sold land, your parents have worked very hard to make sure that they pay for you to go to school. And I think that's what all of you have done, isn't it? So I'm with you, and I understand. I remember when I graduated, I stayed for about a year and a half without work. So don't be discouraged. We are coming for you. The government of Kenya is coming for you. Some of you know that probably a few months ago, or even a year ago, we have been able to take so many of our teachers who have graduated, either in TSC or those who have graduated to go teach in high school. Some of you know that even last week we have just taken another lot, and we will continue to take those ones, particularly those who have done education. And the same to other courses. I have this friend of mine. I remember, just stand up, my good friend. What was the name again? Sorry. Ngetich Simon. Ngetich Simon, when I was launching a school in Kerin, is it Kerin or Mogondo? Mogondo. We were doing some exercise. Sit down, my friend. I remember him telling me that we are suffering as youth, and we really want jobs. We are young, but we cannot get jobs. We apply with the advertisement that we see in the public service. We see the one that you have advertised, but I can assure you, even the one that I have given out the other day, about 340. Most of you know that you have applied. Some are successful, some are not. But I can assure you, the way to go is to create industries in our county. And I won't shy away to tell you that anybody who go against us creating employment among our youth, we will not tolerate. That one, I can tell you without blinking, that industries are the way to go. That is the only way that we can get employment among our youth. I can tell you when I was when you guys gave me this job of the governor, I came here and we have already employed enough, more than 35%. And as you know, there is a ceiling that once you reach, then you cannot employ anymore because again of the current budget. So, but we have tried. We have about another 350 people who are about to retire. We have actually sent them letters so that once they retire, we can give the young one to take over from them. And you have to help me because some people are fond of saying we increase the number of years or contract. How can I increase you when you are over 60 and your daughter and your son want a job? For God's sake, give them their time. So when you hear people that they have come home, it's not that I want them to come home, but I want to create space for you guys. Lastly, but not least, is that I wanted to make sure that, and I wanted to tell the CC and the coordinator that I want you to keep these people together. Now that we have given them a job for a month, let's see whether we can give them as a team, registered. I know that you have registered them, but I want us, because you have selected, and I know that we have taken about 15 of them in an average of 17, per ward or the 30 ward. That's a very good combination because again, it tells me that you have come from the entire county. And I'm happy to see how close we can work so that whenever we have an opportunity, instead of going to look for somebody else, I already have a lot that I'm working with. And I think, for God's sake, we have so many people, but I think because you have got this chance and you are working with us, we also want to look at you and see whether you are, are you really working as per the rules and regulations. If you are coming into your chesa, sometimes, we are also looking. But if you do a good job, we keep you, and then I think you are not that many. 458, we can always look for ways and means from the national government, from the county government, to keep you so that we continue. With those very, very few remarks, I want to thank you sincerely, and I want to congratulate you. I want you to go out there, do what you're supposed to do. I know some of the, most all of the supervisors are from my office. We don't want anything less other than making sure that whatever we say, we want to see in those in the records are the right information. There was an issue that came out when we were talking with farmers the other day in Olokruto, that people are registered. Some people are registered, but some are left, particularly the bigger farmers. Kindly, you know what we have taught you when you are in the seminar, that we need all the records. And because you come from that ward, you know that Mzee, if Mzee Fulani is farming 5 acres, just keep him 5 acres. If it is 10 acres, give him 10 acres. I know some farmers from Narok North who are doing chunk of more than 500 acres. Kindly give us those 500 acres so that we know how to plan. You know, once you get to the data, it is easier for the government to plan, both the national and county government. So this information that you are just about to give us are very key for us for planning and even for management decision making. Very important. So with those very, very few remarks, I want to thank each and every one of you, and let's work together. And as I've promised that I want to keep you. These are good people, these are young people. I want to keep you and then see what we can do as we go forward. We have another meeting today. As I told you, we are